Thanks for checking out this haul video. So here we are, some more Vinegar Syndrome from their halfway subscriber sale. Very excited to get into these, and then I have one more video to round out what I got for the halfway subscriber sale. So all of these were the ones on special sale, the one where they're doing special prices each day for a certain number. So I'll start out with the one that is not related to horror because, you know, horror's my big thing. So get this one out of the way. But I am excited about it because I've been getting into the martial arts offerings that Vinegar Syndrome has. So this one that I got is Red Sun Rising. This one was available for $14, which is pretty nice. Looks cool. Has Don the Dragon Wilson in it. Been a fan so far of what I've seen from Don the Dragon Wilson. And then the inside, I just flipped it to that. And another poster. And that's what's on the disc. So let's read about Red Sun Rising. When his partner is killed by the Yakuza, of course, Tokyo detective Thomas Hoshino travels to Los Angeles to pursue the men responsible after confronting... After confronting one of the Yakuza leaders in an LAPD elevator, Hoshino witnesses the gangster die in a mysterious fashion. Skeptical of Hoshino, police captain Meisler assigns Detective Karen Ryder to watch over Hoshino and make sure he doesn't interfere with the case. Putting aside their cultural differences, the two detectives begin working together and soon uncover evidence of an international gun smuggling ring involving the Yakuza, crooked cops, and local gang members. All the while, a mysterious assassin with the ability to kill with a single touch is after Hoshino and his new partner. Sounds fun. Got Don the Dragon Wilson in it. Think it'll be fun. I'm into it. Heard this one is a pretty good time, so interested to get into Red Sun Rising. So the next one, I know it's Italian horror, but I don't know if it falls into the Giallo realm, but it kind of looks like it probably will. So I'll figure that one out when I actually end up watching it. And this is a twofer. It is Schizoid on one side, and it is X-Ray on the other side. Let me give you a better look at that. Schizoid, which I believe has Klaus Kinski in it. I'm a fan of films with Klaus Kinski because he's so just like weird and over the top. But I love it. And then X-Ray with Barbie Benton in it. This is one of their 4Ks. So this one was $18, which, you know, pretty cheap for them. Then on the inside, I have it set to X-Ray because I'm using Schizoid as the front. And on the inside, oops, everything's flipped. It's always hard for me. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's read about these. Schizoid. Peter Fales is a renowned psychiatrist who is unable to reconcile his relationship with his teenage daughter, Allison. Julie, one of Peter's patients, is a successful advice columnist in the midst of a messy divorce, who has also started receiving threatening letters. When a black-clad, scissor-wielding killer begins murdering people in Julie's life, she begins to suspect that her unknown writer and this mystery assailant might be one and the same. Definitely sounds like Giallo to me, and it sounds fun. I'm very interested to check out Schizo. The next one, X-Ray. When Susan was a little girl, she rejected the Valentine of a love-struck classmate. Decades later, she's come to the hospital for a routine medical examination. But when her X-rays seem to show something unusual, Susan finds herself trapped in a bizarre medical nightmare, made all the worse as her vengeful childhood Valentine, disguised among the hospital staff, begins murdering everyone in his path as a means of proving his undying romantic obsession. Ooh, I'm so sold on both of these. Both of these sound phenomenal. I didn't watch trailers for these or anything. I just knew they were like Giallo-ish, but they actually sound like straight up Giallo. So, pretty excited actually reading those. So, yeah, I'm excited for Schizo and X-Ray. So, I will review those in some capacity. What I've been doing lately is, what I want to do is I want to review in some way all the Vinegar Syndromes. So some I'll do like legit long reviews around like 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. And then the other ones that I don't give long reviews to, I'll just do a short to put on YouTube, which those are, 60 seconds or less. So it's like a real quick So hopefully that works out for people. Okay, so now the next one was highly recommended to me some time ago by your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and I was able to get this one for $14. It was already on my list to get, so I was like, oh, I got to jump at it, and that's Wolfpack. I saw the trailer for this one some time ago. It looks really fun. I like this artwork on the back. That's really cool. And this is another one of these bottom-loading ones, just like Red Sun Rising. That on the inside also looks good. Another poster on this one. And then we have this wolf. And the alternate's just what's on the slipcover. All right, let's read about Wolfpack. High school student Sam Adams has just moved to a new house in a sleepy all-American town. His new school seems perfect at first, and he is quickly accepted onto the football team. But something about his fellow players seems a bit off, particularly the brutish and arrogant Jack Boot Bukowski. As Sam soon discovers the team have appointed themselves as dictatorial leaders of the school, openly modeling their behaviors after the SS and terrorizing anyone who doesn't fall in line, while rewarding those who pledge blind allegiance. When Sam's unwillingness to submit results in a violent attack on an elderly family friend, he decides to take matters into his own hands. Sounds fun. Looks fun. I'm about it. This is from 87. Okay, I thought maybe for some reason this would have been from the 90s, but it's actually from the 80s, so excited for that one too. Very excited for that one. And then the last thing I got was one of their box sets, and this one, was this one 35? I think this one was marked down to 35 from 60. Still a good savings. This is one I had on my list. I'm collecting all of the Forgotten Gialli, so here I have Volume 4. I have Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, I don't have the super nice box for the first one because I had missed out on that, but I have it for 2 and 3, and now for 4. I have actually already reviewed all of these movies, so they are on my channel. So as I'm going through reading about them, if they sound interesting to you, or if you've already seen them, if you want my full spoiler-filled reviews about them, you can find them on my channel. So they're in my playlist, too, of Giallo and Giallo-esque films. So these things always look so good. And then the eyes on the inside, and more eyes on the back. All right, let's get in here. Whoops. First, we have... Sometimes it's hard to get these out. Arabella, Black Angel. This one I was not a huge fan of. It's highly sexualized, so if you're into that, you may really enjoy it. Beautiful... Oh, I'll open it up. And then I'll get into it. Arabella. It's really cheesy. Beautiful Arabella is an insatiable nymphomaniac with a crippled writer husband, Francesco, who is unable to pleasure her. Instead, Arabella searches for lovers in illicit dens of debauchery, betting, an endless array of men. However, when her husband discovers her having sex with a stranger in their shed, Arabella panics and kills the man, only to discover that her sudden act of violence arouses creative inspiration in her friend Francesco. Covering up the crime, Francesco asks his wife to further explore her sexual fantasies and report back on her experiences. Unfortunately, Arabella's lovers are subsequently visited by someone else, a vengeful murderer who violently castrates them. Sounds more fun than it is, at least for me, but if it sounds interesting to you, you could check it out. Then the next one, I did like this one a decent amount. This is The Sister of Ursula. This one was pretty solid. And what do we have on the inside? Yes, just that. The Sister of Ursula. Timid and reserved, though mildly psychotic, Ursula and her lusty sister Dagmar, along with Dagmar's drug-dealing friend Filippo, have arrived at a beautiful seaside hotel in order to locate their estranged mother to complete their obligations in regards to an inheritance. But shortly after their arrival, they become embroiled in a web of terror as a black-clad mystery assailant begins murdering other guests with a most unusual weapon. Sounds very Giallo, obviously. It is. So, Sister of Ursula, I do recommend this one. This one is pretty fun. I think Arabella Black Angel was the one I disliked, that I liked the least out of this box set, and I think this may have been the one I liked the most. It was either this one or the next one. They were pretty close for me. And that next one, which is the last one, is The Killer is Still Among Us. This one was pretty solid. Show you the inside. There you go. Looking solid. Christiana is a college student who's studying criminology. After becoming intrigued by a vicious murder and mutilation of a young couple on a secluded lover's lane, Christiana begins her own investigation into the slayings. As she gathers clues that she hopes might lead to the killer's identity, she begins to find strange parallels between her unassuming boyfriend. And when the killer strikes again, Christiana becomes increasingly afraid that she is, in fact, living with a depraved sex killer. Of course, sex killer or sex maniac, that terminology comes up all the time in Giallo movies. So many times. So yeah, The Killer's Still Among Us, still pretty fun. So yeah, that is it. That rounds it out. Like I think I said in this video at the beginning, I have one more of these videos for what I bought for the halfway subscriber sale. Again, it has one box set in it, and then it has one 4K and 2 Blu-rays. So I'll go over those when I get to it. Again, let me know what you've picked up recently that you're excited about. Doesn't have to be Vinegar Syndrome. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Or also, if you want to comment on what I picked up, go ahead and do that. We can just chit-chat, because that's what I love about my channel. I love chatting with people in the comments, so especially about nerdy horror stuff. But thank you very much for checking this out. Do me a favor and hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. That's your way to repay me for all this free content. I would love that. Also, hit the notification bell button, because then you'll know when I'm putting up new videos, which I'm doing 3 a week at this point. But regardless, thank you so much for checking this out, and until next time, keep it brutal.